Hi, I'm professional sports handicapper Ross Benjamin. It's Thursday, January 9th. It's time for another edition of my NFL free pick videos. I have two free picks on Saturday, July 11th in the NFL Divisional Round playoffs. Let's get right to them. Let's start with the early game between the Minnesota Vikings and the San Francisco 49ers, 4:35 p.m. Eastern Time, Levi's Stadium in San Francisco, or whatever outskirt of that town is. In any event, San Francisco will be the home team. The 49ers currently are a 7-point favorite. Minnesota, coming off an upset win as a 7-point underdog at New Orleans last week in the wild card round, shocking the Saints and ending their aspirations for the Super Bowl and a Super Bowl win. And once again, the New Orleans Saints get upset in overtime at home for the second consecutive year in a row, and the Minnesota Vikings turned a trick this year. However, this is a Minnesota Vikings team that's 0-5 straight up in ATS in their last 5 games as an away underdog of 3 or more when they're coming off a win in their previous game. So again, it's 0-5 straight up in ATS in their last 5 games as an away underdog of 3 or more when they're coming off a win in their previous game. And they're going to be facing a dynamic San Francisco offense, especially at home. The 49ers, 32.4 points per game at home this year, and they're outscoring the opposition by an average of 12.8 points per game at Levi's Stadium. San Francisco finished the season on an impressive run as they knocked off the Rams to eliminate them from the wild card consideration. The Rams were the former NFC champions, and they also won at Seattle in the final day of the regular season to clinch the NFC West. They also own wins over Green Bay, 37-8 late in the year. They went to New Orleans. They won there 48-46, and they gave Baltimore the best game that anybody gave the Ravens over their last 12. Remember, Baltimore on a 12-game winning streak as we speak. San Francisco, going on the road at Baltimore, lost that game by just 20-17. Nice divisional round betting angle here. Anytime you have a NFL home favorite, that's an NFL divisional round home favorite that's coming off a bye, and they're playing a team coming off a wild card round straight up dog win like Minnesota is. Those divisional round home favorites coming off a bye, 17-7 against the spread since 1998. That's 70.8% winning. I like San Francisco here, lay to 7 over the Minnesota Vikings. Tennessee at Baltimore, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday night. The Red Hot Ravens are a 9.5-point home favorite in this game, and as I alluded to, Red Hot 12-0 in their last 12 games. Since 2008, all under this current head coach, John Harbaugh, Baltimore has gone 12-2 straight up and 10-4 against the spread following a bye week. Remember, Baltimore, the number 1 seed in the AFC. They had last week off. They're on a nice roll. Not only have they won 12 in a row, but they covered 9 of those games and one push in there as well. And over their last 10, 9-1 against the spread. Talk about a money team. And 8 of those 10 wins have come by 14 points or more. Tennessee is coming off back-to-back road wins. The final regular season game they won at Houston. That clinched the playoff spot for them. And then last week went on the road against the defending world champion New England Patriots and knocked off the Patriots in this game. And that doesn't fare well for teams in this situation coming off back-to-back road wins. Matter of fact, since 1995, home favorites of 3.5 to 11 points, like Baltimore will be on Saturday night, and they've won 23 or more of their last 32 home games. The Ravens are 23-9 in their last 32 at home, and they're facing a team coming off back-to-back away wins. those home favorites have gone 14-0 straight up in ATS, and they've won those games by 16.7 points per game. Repeating again, since 1995, any home favorite of 3.5 to 11, like the Ravens will be on Saturday, and they've won 23 or more of their last 32 home games. That's 4 full seasons of home games. The Ravens have gone 23-9 in the last 32 at home, and they're facing a team that's coming off back-to-back away wins, like I just alluded to. Tennessee winning at Houston and at New England in the last 2 games. They've gone 14-0 straight up in ATS since 1995. So that's a pretty strong angle on top of everything else. Baltimore right now, they're a hard team to fade. I know this is a lot of points. I just think they're a much superior team here. I think the Tennessee defense will have their hands full against Baltimore. And the most underrated part about Baltimore's team is their defense. I know they got a lot of accolades for their high-flying offense this year led by Lamar Jackson, but this is a stout Ravens defense as well. And especially if they get ahead and they make Tennessee one-dimensional, that's going to take Derrick Henry out of the equation. And Ryan Tannehill's had a nice season, but it'll be a whole different ball game if he's in obvious pass situations and he's behind the chains. I'm going to take Baltimore here, -9.5 over Tennessee. Repeating again, the 2 favorites on Saturday, San Francisco -7 over Minnesota, and the Baltimore Ravens -9.5 over Tennessee. Be sure to visit my website, rbwins.com. You'll have all my NFL playoff selections up on Friday for sale. Those are the games I wager the most money on. These are free picks I gave you today. And also, basketball is in full bloom. College basketball and NBA on a daily basis. That's rbwins.com, where you pay a little to make a lot. Until the next time, good luck with all your picks.